All right, guys, we are still running over submissions from the bottom closed guard. Today we're going to talk about an arm lock. I don't know what it's called, do you? I think there's a name for it, but we don't know it. We'll make something up for YouTube. And then we're going to go over a cross collar choke, kind of from the same setup. So we've talked a lot about this kind of underhook position and getting here, right? So there's an arm lock that becomes available here. I put my arm on Mark's shoulder to pop him up, or more so to keep him from coming forward as I shrimp out. So I'm going to create space here, and I'm going to try to get my hand, my left hand in this situation, to his elbow as I shrimp out and I come here. I'm pushing him up because if he's able to move and move around, it makes it more easy for him to be able to escape this. So there's two ways I can finish this. I can come to this elbow here, bite down. I'm going to push the elbow physically forward with my hand as I bite down here.
Tap.
And come in. Otherwise, I go with this Kimura type grip here. Can you guys all see this? Yeah. So I'm kind of behind Mark's elbow here. I'm squeezing. And same thing, I bite this elbow and just a little bit of rotation there, right?
Tap.
Be really careful with this. It gets tight pretty fast. So again, we're in here in the closed guard. We're in this kind of stage one position. We shrimp out. We can come right to this Kimura grip. Legs closed or not, doesn't matter. It's going to be body type dependent. My elbow is on the mat here. If you're shorter, it may not be able to, but then you're going to need to push up a little bit so your partner can't counter. You can grab the wrist here, throttle out if you want. Biting this elbow is important. If I just do this and start going, it's not going to work, right? Once I bite this elbow in, though, look how little it's going to take.
Tap.
He's going to have to tap there, right? Or grab the elbow here, grab in.
Tap.
Same thing. Does anybody have any questions on this? A little bit sneaky. You can catch it a lot just backing up and moving. If you miss it, you can always come back in.
Why would you choose the closed elbow versus the hand?
It depends on personal preference. To me, in the gi, I like to grab the hand like this. In no gi, sometimes it can be a little bit slipperier. It's going to depend on you and their body type on what you're able to catch. Some people might say this is more slippery, but to me personally, I feel like for whatever reason, the elbow kind of stays drier and I can get used to just catching that and going, and it comes on pretty quick. Whereas, you know, when I get here, Mark's obviously got his gi on, but when I'm doing all this, I'm giving Mark the opportunity to turn his hand down. And now I'm going into omoplatas and other stuff. And once he's here, it's really hard to get back. Whereas if we're here and he's trying to turn it, I can control it and come all the way back. So it gives me a little bit more control, in my opinion, for my game. Anybody else? All right, let's run it. So there are not a lot of collar chokes that I participate in. I just think they're hard on your fingers and you could end up in all kinds of arthritis and different stuff. But there's a collar choke from here that I do really like. We were talking about over here. This kind of stage one position where I shrimp out is something I like a lot for gi jiu-jitsu, no gi jiu-jitsu, self-defense, MMA. So in the gi, at least, when I get this position, I'll grab here a lot just because it's super controlling, right? If someone had a t-shirt on, sweatshirt, jacket, you could do that. And once we shrimp out here, if I was in some type of self-defense situation or I was fighting, I can drop hammer fists on my opponent. I can drop short elbows on him. And he has really no ability to do much to me. Derek pointed out, we were talking about with this arm lock, if they try to yank their arm out, can we do the technique we did earlier in the week? Yeah, absolutely. So if I come here, Mark comes in, I bite this.
Tap.
Now I'm Americanaing him, right? If he drives his arm in and I miss it, we would go to omoplatas, and you got to talk to Fancy Adam about that because Mark and I don't do them. So from here, I'm pulling this down. I'm already tight across this carotid artery in here. So when I do this, I'll just make it tight to begin with. I'm holding the back of his head. I shrimp out. I'm just going to hold this here. Now, he doesn't have a lot of defense for this arm coming in. And if you want to, you could try to dig in here and get a thumb in, and that is going to make it tighter. But against most people, that's going to be, in my opinion, a waste of time to try to get in there unless you see some big gap. So what I'm going to do is try to get the thick part of my wrist right here onto mark. And then from there, I'm going to grab whatever I can on the gi. The next thing I'm going to do is, as I kind of make a side crunch, I'm going to hide my elbow into my hip down here. Because if I leave it out here, Mark's going to take his left arm, he's going to put it on my elbow, and now I'm not going to be able to create any pressure in order to choke him. So right away when I grab it, I want to come in. So if I was doing this for real, I'd come here and pull him in tight. Now from here, my bottom elbow is going to trace my quadricep going out as I pull with this one that's underneath him in until I get that tap, right? So I'm just anchored on this one down here, you okay?
Yep.
And pulling him, and then this one's just coming out that way. So we come in, down and hide it, I'm pulling, and we get the tap. It's a pretty straightforward choke. It's super effective, and it, in my opinion, is harder to defend than a traditional cross collar because I've already removed one of his arms from being able to defend because I'm here, right? I've already taken one arm off. He could try to pull on my arm, but it's going to make it tighter, really. Him trying to push away once I'm here, there's not much there, right? Now you could try from here to finish this. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is a little easier for him to defend if he puts his arm here, starts pushing it away. I would shrimp out, hide it again in here, and get that finish. Does anybody have any questions on this technique? Nobody? All right, let's run it.